Let's start. Time to Shine versus Off Meta Gaming, game number 1.
So we're gonna have the ban phase coming up, and I think Espeon ban is kind of to be expected from either side. I think the second ban or second team of Meta Gaming probably have to get rid of the Espeon. And then Time to Shine, they can maybe target something if they think, oh, the Urshifu, we don't want to deal with it, we don't do with like these Rayquaza fights, they can just take out the Urshifu.
Urshifu's a good one. A lot of Hoopa bans we often see from that purple side as well. I don't know how often Duo really likes playing that Pokemon. They're a more traditional healer, but instead banning away the Trevenant. This is honestly going to give them, Time to Shine, the chance to pick maybe the most popular defender in the roster of Slowbro within that first pick. Gek hovering 1, but probably going to be going for another.
Yeah, there's the Hoopa being chosen as the support. It's just so strong. The Hyperspace Hole, the Unbound, it just allows also for teams that are ahead to go for these late game plays with the Unbound Portal. Back cap like we saw announced earlier, and then fall towards the Rayquaza fight. And yeah, the Trevenant ban, it's a nerf Pokemon. Warhammer got nerfed, but it's still just ridiculous. You just don't play Plane Split, you just go Horn Leech, play him like a real defender, and you just stun.
Yes, and Trevenant also a pretty solid answer to the Hoopa portals as well. One of the only Pokemon that can knock and push you away from the resets. Banning and then grabbing the Hoopa, a great answer. Off Meta Gaming filling out a solid roster on their side as well. Urshifu, Sora, and a Machamp, so double all-arounder selections, triple all-arounder selections on the side of Off Meta Gaming. We are getting in close, and we're going to be throwing some haymakers.
If a Serena being picked with Machamp, that is very aggression. They just want to go into these team fights, just face on straight up. They can lock down someone with Slowbro, lock down someone with Serena on the same targets as well. They want to take someone down. And there's the Shelvin Talonflame. Yeah. We talked about, of course, instant locking it. And Soryu playing also Lucario.
Soryu doing their best Soryu impression, but they're looking to make a name for themselves today. As we see these final preparations, we might see a little bit of a roster swap of what Pokemon are played by what players. But a Comfey is a pretty solid response to these triple brawler composition. I think the toughest thing they're going to have to deal with is the constant poke damage that Bordy will be able to provide on the Mew. That range damage is going to be tough for the Comfey to out-heal. Instead, Off Meta Gaming is going to need to set the pace of this match. They're going to need to start the fights. They're going to need to find those first knockouts if they want to swing any team fight in their direction.
I wonder if it's going to be a multi-strike Urshifu with that Comfey.
Yeah.
Or if it's just going to sit on Serena and just try to make Serena. Because Serena is very squishy right now. This Pokemon dies very easily or goes down very easily. Yeah. But the Comfey just can keep it alive and alive and alive. And actually maybe in those team fights. Because the Time to Shine, they don't necessarily have a lot of damage.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's just a lot of single target, maybe taking someone down, but in a long team fight, they might run out of damage.
Yeah, the war of attrition might be in Off Meta Gaming's favor. They have so much self-sustain as well. Serena, yes, they may be a little squishier, more prone to that burst damage, could be a problem for them, but if they can knock out wild Pokemon or even their enemies, they can get a little bit of that self-sustain and that back in their department. This is the moment, though, where these top-level players truly become professionals of the game, because we are headed to the top 8 of Aeos Cup EU. I cannot wait. Time to Shine versus Off Meta.
And this Lucario Hoopa top hat already is going to be so difficult to play against. Like, I already feel for Meta Gaming when it comes to that. I feel like we're going to see the Serena evolution so late with the Comfey as well. They don't really have the best early game. And Lucario still just this level 3 Pokemon is just a monster.
Yeah. Nova on the Urshifu for the side of Off Meta Gaming as well. Going to be taking those buffs early. You got to get off Kubfu as fast as possible. As Volto looking for some stacks, but Soryu already almost level 4 within the first 30 seconds.
He's going to get all of the experience. He's going to fully stack the attack weight already in the early minutes so fast. And Comfey's still just in the central area with the Kubfu, and they're just trying to share that experience. I don't know, do you think that's a good play? Like, they're missing out on so much top path fight potential already with Comfey being in the jungle.
I honestly think you're letting it slide a little bit too far in Soryu's direction. If you're allowing Hoopa to get those last hit knockouts, that's a problem as well. But the engage is already started from Nova. They get the Comfey collar, they look for the engage, but Soryu is enough of a deterrent. They actually have to retreat back, and we have them hanging out in the tall grass, waiting for those first wave of Swablu's and Altarius to spawn.
So we see Lucario going for the extreme speed, a bit more team fighting damage, but it's just, they might lack a bit of objective clear in the end against the Urshifu, of course, but I think it's going to be a Surging Strikes by the looks of it.
Yes, I believe so as well. I need to see how it runs. You can always tell by how that Pokemon moves around the map. So you're getting a little bit of a reset thanks to that Hyperspace Hole. Time to Shine, you were mentioning, will not have as many objective-focused moves, but they do have Fly on the Talonflame when it is equipped. Of course, a great team fight move, but a fantastic last-minute secure as well.
And Urshifu getting actually the blue buff in the enemy central area, getting away with it, just recalling, and now the Talonflame actually is going to miss out a lot of experience. He always wants level 9 for this first bottom Reggie, and if he doesn't get to level 9, it's quite difficult. Shelvin always wants to power farm and have the deciding Unite move in that bottom fight. But besides that, the game is kind of slow right now, but Time to Shine just getting those scores in slowly and slowly.
Yeah, I mean, so many Pokemon that do start strong early, but team fights are always risky. Gek with a big engage, though, responds with the Surf, and the Bone Rush is there to find the knockout. Soryu with a great early first knockout, and Shelvin comes in with the Fly. They hit 7, they found their big moves, but Nova turning things around with a great early start to the team fight.
Oh, and Yoshifa just going crazy now with the Comfey on his way, but the Fly finally is going to take it down, and they just didn't have enough healing in the end to keep the Yoshifa up alive. But that said, Pump is going to just walk back to bot path with the Comfey as well, just expressing it out to make sure it gets out alive.
Well, Shelvin found a way to get some more experience. They might not be 9, but they are knocking on the door of level 8 for the Talonflame. So still a sizable start for the Shelvin. A great early team fight around that 8-minute spawn of the big experience there in the bottom path. Gecko Kami with a great engage as well. I think Nova had a really good response, but Time to Shine able to take the better end of that team fight. We're 10 seconds away from the first objective of the game, though, and some early positioning as Hoopa brings some of the squad down.
Lucario almost level 9 already as well. We finally have the Serena though on level 7, but only 2 entire levels down. He's going to go to the right side right here. He's going to go another 19 points and already unlock the Unite move, and then just port bot with Hoopa instantly.
Exactly. They have that availability thanks to Duo with Gray being in position with that Hoopa. Early Solar Beam gets some poke damage. Luckily, we have Aware there for the healing. They get onto the Machamp, but Talonflame is here. Shelvin misses the Fly thanks to a great eject button by Dragon Ball, and they're able to escape. Regice finally the target of Time to Shine's attention.
They have Mew, they have Talonflame, they actually have the much better last hitting for this Regice, and they're just going to start doing it. Morty's working at Mew, not the best auto-take Pokemon for these, but just trying to get it low. And actually, we have Shelvin just running in.
Yeah, Shelvin trying to just get some early rip damage. Solar Beam plus Fly is going to be enough to find it. They find the last hit. Pump the only one really in position for the steal potential. Off metagaming, instead of choosing to split push, putting their both the Urshifu and the Serena within the top path, get some early stacking, and also start getting some damage on the Regieleki. Shelvin wants this fight though.
Oh, he goes in with the Unite with Talonflame. He's going to take down the Serena in the enemy Flux now. He's going to try to break this going out to maybe go for the Regieleki push in the end. And they do break it. Urshifu now in a 1v4 scenario gets blocked away. And he's for sure down.
Block plus a light screen. That's a lot of holographic sandwiches that they have to try to deal with. An unfortunate spot. And now Time to Shine is all over the Regieleki. Again, off metagaming thanks to the tough early start that they've had to deal with. They now have to split across the map and just try to find any bit of experience they can. On the other hand, Time to Shine taking any of these little 2v1 fights. A Unite move from the Machamp gets dodged by Duel with Gray. An amazing Phantom Force maneuver to get out of the way of Dragon Ball, who is still within this team fight.
And Shelvin just going so aggressive now with the flying, but he's getting punished for it. Taken down right here, and we also have Mew getting slow Unite moved instantly. Does he actually have enough damage? Oh, she was gonna easily, rather, they have given Mew Unite.
Yeah,
and he can just run away now. That's why Mew is such a strong Pokemon. It's just so safe. No other attacker can just get out of fights this easily.
Yeah, a get out of jail free card in that Unite move is very, very strong. Also, just go immediately back to base if you truly want to use it that way. Big engage though. Phantom Force Duel with Gray gonna get the level up to 9. One of the most important power spikes of the entire game. Level 9 Hoopa, very important. But hey, a great engage by Volto is actually gonna force out the Unite moves at Soryu. The Aura Cannon goes wide, but it gets the knockout in the end. You gotta play careful though, because Nova is on the hunt. They have been the difference maker for off meta gaming so far, and why they have this early game point lead.
And their setting is good to exactly 1 point left, but Talonflame, Shelvin making their time. Now Unite moving on to 2 enemy Pokemon as well. I don't think he can take down the Urshifu, just punches him 3 times with the Surging Strikes. Has to fly away, stay berries there. But off meta gaming only a few points behind currently.
Yeah, that is true. And a Unite move taken away from Nova, so not going to have that for the Urshifu. Fly going to easily finish up this Machamp. Great play by Shelvin, and they even get the reset. Regice now appearing in the bottom path. Volto the only one, but it forces out the Power Nap from Gecko Kami. Is just doing that on base. You got to defend this one. You can't give up a big overdunk.
And those scores are so low, and we have another fight breaking out, and there's a huge block onto the Urshifu, and they take this Pokemon down. It'll be huge for this bottom Reggie fight. But the Comfey is just healing so much, it's going to keep it alive and alive and alive. He goes back in another Surging Strikes, looking for the Talonflame now. But, oh, there's another Mew Unite also flying through. Now the fight is still breaking out. Another block already up again for the next rotation. Comfey just trying to break the goal, and he finally makes it in time. Now Snorlax has to heavy slam away. One more basic attack, but he takes the Hoopa Unbound towards top on 1 HP.
Oh, I love this play. Duo bringing the squad up to the top path. Gecko's going to be able to get out, not give up a knockout, and even get some scoring on the other side. Regice is the target of the attention, but 3 members of Time to Shine looking for the steal. Solar Beam wide, but Soryu was able to grab it. Extreme speed into the fight, and they actually get the main objective. They're looking for more knockouts. I don't know if Nova and Machamp is gonna let that happen. Dragon Ball getting the knockout. Comfey healing is working yet again.
Yeah, they just get taken down right here. The Reggie gets stolen, but Machamp is running away now with the Comfey, trying to get it to safety as well. And now we have 223 points, 180. It's a very close game we have, and just 1 minute away from the Rayquaza to spawn.
We were talking about where is going to want to play on this Comfey, what Pokemon they really want to attach to, and it seems like so far it's been Dragon Ball's Machamp has been the recipe for success. Sometimes you grab it on the Urshifu for that initial engage, but it seems that Machamp needs a bit more of the sustain when it gets down to the dire hours of this fight. Time to Shine holding on to a small point lead. Regieleki could make it a little nicer, but they are just waiting and biding their time. If they can knock this out near that final stretch, we're into double time, and Regieleki gets twice as scary.
It's going to come down to the Urshifu in the last team fight. It's very difficult. At some point, it falls off the longer the game goes on. But with the Comfey is obviously going to be very strong. We're level 13 Serena now. We haven't really seen much of Volto yet, but he's just level 13 calmly. He just farmed up experience, left and right from wild Pokemon. On left side, we have Talonflame also with a level 13. He's also going to be very, very strong.
Yeah, a lot of off-meta gaming strategy has revolved around split pushing, avoiding these big team fights where they were not favored, and instead playing to their outs of going for very secure experience that was easy for them to get. We're one goal zone broken on either side, slightly to Time to Shine, but we're finally heading into the final stretch. And off-meta gaming, the first ones to the pit, but Time to Shine posturing around the top side of the Rayquaza zone.
I don't think either team is just going to straight up go for it. I feel like the Hooper just allows so much more crossplay as well. Like Talonflame can just walk towards the top goal now, maybe sneak in a score and put Time to Shine even further into the lead, and it forces off-meta gaming to like very difficult decisions to make. You're like, oh, we're behind, we have to do something, and it can be very awkward.
Yeah, I mean, all positioning going over towards off-meta gaming. They're going to actually start the engage. They bring out Gecko Kami's Unite move, but they don't have enough damage to make it happen. Mew is found though. Serena gets in there. Volto with a great early knockout to start this fight. Off-meta gaming have now found 2 and not given up 1 on the other side. Shelvin stunned up for a moment. They're going to fly all the way back, and the Hoopa Unite move is in their own central area. Off-meta gaming has found 2, and they are rotating towards the ring.
And they're going to go for it now. They're going to straight up go for it. It's their best chance at instantly winning the game. But we still have Talonflame with Fly around. Can he try and steal it away? He's looking around, but the Fly is quite early. They're just going to look for the knockouts. They're going to go for the knockouts.
Yeah, they look for that team fight knockout immediately, and they didn't actually hit any Pokemon with that Fly, so the cooldown is going to be quite long on that one. Off-meta gaming afraid they don't have the secure, though. They're actually holding off on the burn, and instead looking for their own team fight. Shelvin brought down to a sliver of HP, but Soryu is back, and Gecko Kami goes down to Nova.
They have Lucario Unite to maybe get the last hit on Rayquaza in as well. He's looking around, but no one is hitting it right now. Everyone's just looking for these knockouts. They get Mew, and they also get Snorlax again. And now it's just off-meta gaming have 5 against 3. Can they actually take it when they're just so scared of doing it? Fly is going in again, but it's quite early. Lucario Unite's trying to time at the same time, but they get 1 KO onto Serena, and they got Ray? Hoopa gets Ray!
Duo with Grace sneaks in with a Phantom Force to secure Ray at that last minute. Are you kidding me? Ridiculous support play from Duo. What a move from them. Now they do need to get some scores in because off-meta gaming is racing towards those goal zones after getting a couple of knockouts in that fight. Time to Shine is going to hold on to the lead, but for how long? Machamp trying to get more points, but Dragon Bell's got no shield, and they got Gecko Kami with a block waiting to stop this one. They're going to try to push in. Top Path looking to score as well. It's close for off-meta gaming, but Time to Shine seems like they're holding on to their lead.
Crazy obviously supports stealing those Rays away. Shouts to Inda as well with that egg bomb last weekend. That's just crazy.
Draft is going to be coming up, and of course that's a second chance at bans. What do you think we're going to see banned from our in our next matchup?
I think we're still going to see the Espeon, of course. I don't think it's going to come through much, so yeah, I think Espeon is going to still be chosen as the main ban. Besides that, I think they're going to keep maybe the Urshifu or the Comfey being banned. Yep. That's something I would go for if it was Time to Shine, because they look very, very strong last game. And if the Comfey just makes everything so much worse, right? Like everything is suddenly, you just have a Serena, which is like a mediocre Pokemon, and suddenly it's just the best thing ever.
Yes, that is true. Well, oh no, Espeon. So Espeon available for the side of off-meta gaming. A double defender ban. Trevenant and Slowbro, the 2 to go at the start of this game. Off-meta gaming gets their choice of Pokemon, and they're going to take that Hoopa away.
I think Time to Shine is banning Trevenant, so you can either get Hoopa or Espeon, getting one of those power picks in. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Also considering the Snorlax, just a very strong defender. Yeah. Heavy Slam into Psyshock, it's just incredible damage and just very easy setup for the Espeon to just shine in these games. And yeah, that's actually quite smart.
Yeah.
So getting one of those 2 Pokemon, going for them and just banning something completely else out is also a very good strategy. Yeah. So it's just been scary if off-meta gaming bans out the Espeon, then would have backfired.
Yes, but you gotta call out those shots. They've done their homework, obviously. Double Defender coming in again for the side of off-meta gaming. It looks like they want to stick to that same strategy. It does make Evolutions a tough selection for the side of Time to Shine when they see things like that on the other side. However, Gek playing this Snorlax has really been a great source of peel and just defense around around these weaker Pokemon. Heavy Slam plus Block is a great way to get those enemies away from your weaker targets.
The Clefable pick is a great counter to these around us already. The Gravity is so difficult to play against if you have any sorts of mobility. And Urshifu Machamp, of course, they have to jump in. And if they can't jump in, like, they can't do anything. So Gravity will just be put down, and Espeon and Mew are going to stay very safe.
Off Metagaming not deterred by that whatsoever, though. Back to the age-old strategy, Serena being selected as well as the Blastoise. So Blastoise on this composition, to me, reads a little bit more like a defender. I have to imagine we're seeing a Surf Blastoise with this composition, but again, Bordy's Clefable, or whoever it's probably Duo, playing that Pokemon will be a strong deterrent to a lot of the roster.
And we have Lucario yet again as the final chosen Pokemon for Time to Shine. I mean, it was decent last game.
I think it was fantastic.
The longer the game goes on, I feel like the more difficult it becomes to play.
Yeah.
And I think it's for sure going to be Hydro Pump and Surf Blastoise.
Yeah.
Just as that defender Pokemon. It's a lot of stun. It's so many stuns.
It's Pump's playing it. You got to play the move that's in your name.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously, yeah. I really do think... Oh, Shelvin playing the Lucario, though, this time around. Okay. Do we get to see a little bit of Lucario Central Area? I don't know if I want it, but we're probably going to see it. Now, Gecko Kami playing the Focus Band, Experience Share, and the Score Shield. I know that final Defender held item is definitely debated what should be that final selection. Buddy Barrier was the one pick for them. Leftovers doesn't really get chosen very often because it's not very good, but I think that the Score Shield is a really interesting one. Gives you a bit more value in that late game. If you got just a small amount of points, you're most likely getting it, especially with how large Snorlax's base HP stat is.
Yeah, they don't have many other choices anyways. Like Score Shield can just be, if you go for that final potion or go on the goal point, and the Score Shield might just be the game-deciding factor here. So it's just a good thing to do.
It's a great thing to do. It also helps you a bit getting some of those early scores in as well. You want that support for your roster. And for Time to Shine, the early game was their spot in that first matchup. I mean, Volto was having a tough time in that top path on the Serena when they had to go up against Soryu. But this time, I believe it's Shelvin taking it into the top path, and Soryu's got the Mew going into the central area.
Yeah, Mew into the central area is a bit weird now because it did receive some nerfs, but you can see the cooldown is still up just with the Solar Beam. But yeah, the Solar Beam cooldown nerf is actually quite heavy for Mew, and I think that makes it in the central area just a bit worse.
Yeah.
It takes much longer now to clear the Pokemon because you have to wait 2 more seconds.
Right? Yeah, 2 seconds later on that clear is going to be worrisome, but you are going up against a Kubfu in the enemy central area as well. So I think it's a bit slower of a pace to start off these early central clears. I think you can work with that. It shouldn't be too tough. Shelvin hanging out here in the top path, though, gets an early engage. Already has 18 Aeos energy in pocket. Obviously, the last hits have been going in their favor.
On first knockout already on the game for Time to Shine, taking down the Serena on bot path quite easy. I mean, Espeon as soon as gets to level 4, but they're getting ganked right now.
Oh, Nova with an early engage actually to the bottom path. We do have the Rapid Strike build. It's going to be a tough one for this early evolution of Eevee. Espeon going to go down, and Gecko Kami in a tough spot as well. Red buff on the Hoopa makes their escape very, very slow, and Off Metagaming with a great early engage. 4-player crash on the bottom path.
There's 4 people bot lane right now. 4 Pokemon on bot path just trying to run over it, but Time to Shine, of course, countering it on top path now. And there's the Power Punch. Yeah, I didn't expect Shelvin to actually play Extreme Speed. You have to be very practiced on it. Like, it's something you need to play a crazy amount to actually just be a deciding factor with Extreme Speed.
Power-up punch, you definitely not need as much practice, but it's still all about knowing those optimal situations and when you need to charge up and where you need to land those massive punches from Shelvin. Now, Nova trying to get into this enemy central area seems to be this iconic play style of off-meta gaming. You want to steal away that Selgorn Escavalier if at all possible. And Mew, again, they're clear a little bit slower now. Nova has a pretty solid chance and a big engage.
Yeah, Mew has no chance against this Urshifu early game. It's just so strong, Surging Strike, but going a bit too deep now, but he still takes on the Mew anyways. It just doesn't matter. This Pokemon just keeps on going in early game. It's so difficult to fight. Makes the Hyperspace Portal as well. Back to full HP and just back in action instantly.
Ridiculous. Great play there by Nova, getting an engage. Can't take down Gecko Kami. A little bit too much HP early on, and Bordy only at level 5. So this bottom path that you expected to go so incredibly well for Time to Shine, essentially having Espeon, not as good as you would normally think. Shelvin, on the other hand, has hit 7 though, well outpacing Dragon Ball at only 5. So obviously Shelvin doing very well in the top path yet again.
So yeah, Espeon gets all these last hits, but if you just run at it, that is no last hitting, right?
That's
just keep on zoning it, and they just look how far Espeon has to be back. It's completely zoned there, but now maybe off-meta gaming finally going a bit too deep. But no, Pump is going to make it out. All these hyperspace portals just like such MVPs. Oh. The heavy slam just a tiny bit too late, and Espeon is down again. Even the gravity can't keep Espeon alive right now.
Yeah, even gravity can't do it. Nova looking for an engage again, finds Mew this time, brought down to a sliver of HP, but Surf is enough to escape. They retreat all the way back to base, and yes, you're right, these hyperspace holds have been impressive. We're putting on a fantastic performance on this Hoopa. They are looking fantastic. Phantom Force engage gets a little bit of early damage, and then they back out. 4 players for the side of off-meta gaming are here. They're leaving Dragonfall up top, but 5 players from Time to Shine are ready to fight over the Regice.
Time to Shine has to win this now, otherwise Machamp is going to get such a huge experience lead on top path just for free. But they have the Power Punch recovery, they're going for sure going to force it. Psyshock, Psybeam as well. Amazing last hitting is going to go in straight up for the Regice.
They got to start the rip eventually though. Solar Beam really the only source of damage is with Snorlax's basic attacks. The hyperspace hold down pretty early. No one going to be able to take that again. Psyshock a little bit late. Solar Beam going to come in clutch though. So are you able to find it? Nova blocked up against the wall, but their early damage is so strong. 14 hits on that combo Unite move. They're getting the chase down. Shelvin able to reset, and they are going to make it out. Nova's still in this fight, but gravity plus a heavy slam is going to be too much to overcome. Gecko Kami gets the knockout. Time to Shine gets that objective, but you were right. Dragonfell in that top path leveling up.
Yeah, he's getting closer. Unite move to the Machamp evolution. But you can see the value of gravity now. It's so difficult. If you don't have full heal up, you can of course full heal it and still use your moves inside of gravity. But as long as your full heal is down, you just can't do anything. You just sit there and you just have to wait out the entire duration while an Espeon and a Mew are just hitting you over and over and over again.
Yeah, and watch how Duo plays with this Clefable too. You'll see preemptive gravities as well to stop engages from happening, but you'll also see reactive ones to try to catch them in a spot that Gek can jump in with a big heavy slam and combo. That's how good the communication is from Time to Shine. Regieleki already being damaged quite a bit by off-meta gaming. Time to Shine sitting and bubbling out an early side shot. That was an eject button for the engage. Solar Beam tries to double up, but so much early damage from the side of Time to Shine is going to get the first knockout. Pump is gone.
Wonderfully done by Borty, just eject buttoning, hitting 4 members of off-meta gaming with that Espeon Unite. But Regieleki is quite just gonna go and talk into the It's very sad to see these kind of scenarios, isn't it?
That is true. I mean, it's better going that direction than the other way, but yes, it is gonna give a little bit more experience over the side of Nova. That Urshifu is gonna be taking all those Indeedis as fast as they possibly can, but they gotta do a quick 30 seconds until the next Reggie comes into the matchup. And I mean, second Reggie, I mean, low-key might be one of the most important objectives in the entire game of Unite.
Yeah, for sure. We're still looking for Blastoise. I mean, the classic War Turtle. But there we go. Finally, Blastoise evolution done. Off meta gaming with 4 Unite moves right now. Still only missing Hoopa. On the right side, we're missing still Espeon and Lucario. Espeon trying to get it back up right now, but there's no white Pokemon around, so it's quite difficult. Get back to that Unite move. Also probably doesn't have Direct Button right now, but there's a fight happening.
Close combat versus close combat. Dragonvale getting some early damage, but they are in trouble. Unite move to respond. The eject button over to the side to try to find Shelvin, but they do not get the KO. Sorry, you're able to sort that one out. Regice appearing, but Nova getting response knockout, but in return, Soryu in danger. They have to use the Mew Unite as they get out of jail free card. Where drops the Hoopa Unbound right on top of this enemy goal zone. Pump unites with the Hydro Typhoon, but Gecko Kami able to avoid that one entirely. A small overdone, but off meta gaming wants that break to apply some forward pressure and have a better chance at this basement Reggie. And finally, Regice is the eye of their attention.
Just want to break the right there, but Volta actually going very deep into the gravity, gets stunned by it. Dubistorm is going to come through, but locked up another huge Espeon by Borty, looking to be just deciding factor in this game. Regice dropping low on HP. Can they get it? Borty is holding. You can see Espeon is running around, holding those abilities. Simon comes through, and who got it actually? No, it was Time to Shine actually getting this time as well. Lucario, there's the power punch coming through of Shelvin. Is able to secure it, and is going to completely wipe off meta now.
Shelvin playing central area, Shelvin playing in top path, whatever it is, they are going to find a way to secure objectives. KO Streaka 2 as well, just to make it look good. But hey, Volto finding a bit of a consolation prize in a knockout onto Soryu. Fantastic KO there, and Volto already at level 12 and some change. Much better experience showing for off-meta gaming in this game number 2. They struggled to hit those 13 benchmarks last game when we hit that final stretch, but not the case this time around. Off-meta gaming's early game looking fantastic compared to game number 1.
Actually, Volto, the highest level Pokemon right now, level 13 Serena. And Serena is still scary. Doesn't matter what. If it gets a lot of experience, it's still a very scary Pokemon. And they're going in, and as I say that, I instantly cast a curse it. and Serena's down on the enemy goal.
Yeah, but hey, Pump with a great Hydro Pump to actually push the enemy away from this goal zone, make it more available to score on. But the Solar Beam for Soryu is going to deal a ton of damage, as well as that boosted auto attack, chasing down Pump and finding the knockout. Time to shine, using every crowd control move they have in the book to shut down that team fight. Regieleki is as good as Time to Shine's, and with 30 seconds until the final stretch, that is a fantastic maneuver from them.
It's not early game anymore, you just can't dive those goals as easily anymore, because there's so much damage of Time to Shine now. With that Espeon, with that Mew having a lot of experience on, and the Gravity, you just can't do the same that you did early game. They tried, they wanted to break the goal, get that Regieleki for the second goal push during Ray, but that was a bit of a mistake.
It was courageous. It was courageous, Chris. But yeah, unfortunately not coming with many rewards. Now, we won't have another basement Reggie, but Volto is on the run, Sheldon with a big engage. Volto grassy glides in, and all of Time to Shine is hunting for this knockout. A big 80-point dunk for Gek Okami is going to put Sheldon and Time to Shine well in the lead. They get a knockout, but Dragon Veil on their iconic split push is going to dunk another 100 and give them a slight point lead in response.
Yeah, Blastoise getting blocked by the Surf. He can't surf against the block. He gets stuck on it, and now Time to Shine might just look for this Ray. They have Lucario Unite, they have Espeon, they have Power Punch, they have such insane lasting for the objective. I think they're just going to go for it straight up.
Yeah, this is a great call by Time to Shine. The only thing you can't do is give Dragon Veil a huge Unite move, which they are teeing up to do, already channeling it. Espeon with a response though. Cordy gets a big engage on that one. They just use the Unite move, and Snorlax absorbs it all. Incredible response by Gek Okami. They get pushed away by the Grassy Glide though, as now it's Volto's Time to Shine. They find one knockout, and they find two. Off-Meta Gaming coming back in this fight in a major way, and now they're turning towards the Rayquaza.
This time they just have to go for it. They just have to go for it. Mew's still there. Time to Shine has Heavy Slam. We have Heavy Slam as well. It's one of those things that always gets it. Can Off-Meta Gaming put up the upset? There's a huge Heavy Slam already coming through. It's going to knock Blastoise out of the hyperspace portal. He's dropping very low HP, but they do get Snorlax. He's 1 HP, no Heavy Slams away.
Focus Band is still up. Focus Band procs, and they are able to self-sustain. Pump is on a silver tree, and they don't get the reset again. Weir drops that portal, but Pump not able to make it in time. Ray keeps getting auto hit attacks, and they go down to Rayquaza. Pump goes down to Ray. Gek Okami holding Dragon Veil up against the wall, and the Lucario is able to find it. Shelvin finds another objective, and Time to Shine finds 4 and the best objective of the game.
Time to Shine again, outnumbered again, but they managed to win, and I think Off-Meta Gaming they're too scared. They're just too scared to just go for it. I think they're just their best chance and maybe getting it, but yeah, of course, when the Mew's still up, you have to look for it. The Solar Beam is so much damage, and Lucario respawns. Nice Power Punch to Hubert Shelvin. There's the Power Punch coming through, getting that objective. And Time to Shine now, looking for that 2-0. 10 seconds are left, and Off-Meta Gaming can't score any more points.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Off-Meta Gaming there. Time to Shine with a fantastic performance. Shout out to Gek Okami with an amazing Heavy Slam to stop those portal resets to the final moment. But Time to Shine going to be winning this one in convincing fashion for game number 2. 2-0. Time to Shine, your victors.
Yeah, but I'm very impressed with Meta Gaming. They're playing with 2 subs right here, and they're just showing off incredible games against one of the best teams in Europe. So, heads up to them. The Serena gameplay was amazing as well. I never expect to see Serena just popping off in the first game.